Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. We're going to start our ongoing meditation session now. So you can keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dharma practitioners, before we start our practice session, we'll take few minutes to clarify ourselves, how this meditation can help for us to improve ourselves. So, when it comes to meditation, and all the Buddha's teaching, all the practice we do, we have a main purpose. That is purification of our mind, cultivation of our mind. Purification from what? Purify our mind from the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And cultivation with what? Cultivation with wisdom, awareness. So, when it comes to that, in the very first level, we have to remember we already have certain nature within us, which we cannot escape. And we already experience life because of this nature. So then when it comes to greed, hatred, and the delusion, in the very first level, you have to remember, you cannot hate it. You cannot fight with it. You cannot resist it. Why? Because we are here. We experience this life because of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. If we didn't have it, we're not going to be here. So then the very life you experience, who you are itself, manifestation of your greed, hatred, and the delusion. So it is not bad. But the thing is, when you take a very conscious decision, when you come to very awareness, you no need to depend from it. So it is two different things. You became because of that, but you no need to depend on it. So just imagine you became like this because of your parents. When you become adult, you not depend from them. So then we became like this because of the greed, hatred, and the delusion, that those are the very roots or the very basic compound of this existence. But when you become matured, when you become aware, when you become conscious, you don't need to depend from it. If you not depend from it, you become free from it. It's not going to hold it to you, because this worldly nature not going to keep coming behind you. If you have the very conscious decision, in that very moment, this entire universal nature settle down itself. So that is why you can find the freedom. That's why you can develop this enlightenment path. That's why you can transform. That's why you can change. So then, practicing meditation itself means you develop your awareness rather than depending from your mental behavior, or rather than depending from the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So why that's greed, hatred, and the delusion? What it does? So the one of the major thing, when you depend on the greed, hatred, and the delusion, it not allow you to be real who you are. You become somebody, but it is not real you. That is one thing. In conventional life even, you become somebody else. You live for something else. You don't find your real purpose of your life. And another thing is, and why it take you to deeper level of samsara or tangles, why it take you to illusion, why it make you tangle with the delusion? Because if you depend from the greed, hatred, and the delusion, it not allow you to see properly whatever the perception come to you, or whatever the necessary cause and conditions around you in your environment. It not allow you to see. So then there are two things mainly. The very first thing, the greed, when you depend from the greed, hatred, and the delusion, understand it very clearly. When you depend from the greed, hatred, and the delusion, it not allow you to become real who you are. The second thing is, why it not allow you to become real who you are? Because it hinder you, it block you from the real experience. It not allow you to see how things come to be as they are. So then what you experience itself become an illusion. So what you see, what you hear, what you smell becomes something else. So all this greed, hatred, and the delusion is not happening from somewhere else. It is a part of our own behavior, our inner thoughts. And it has power to accumulate. Hold it to it. And it has a collective nature. Keep gathering, collecting, holding, harboring, clinging, grasping. It's like magnet. It is not somebody doing it. So that grasping nature itself kind of like chemicals. It's kind of like drugs. That's why our entire body is kind of like drugs. Your emotions is kind of like chemicals. And your entire feelings, it's kind of like drugs. So we go with it. And that it brings certain kind of outcome, which we call memory. So just imagine when it comes to a name, or when you hear a name, like a mother, father, if they are, no longer with you, sometimes you start to feel you see the picture. That doesn't mean somebody put the picture in you, and maybe you start to feel their voice, hear the voice. And sometimes you start to feel the smell even. Your loved ones, whoever passed away, where they are. So it's all this brain, your chemical system create this with the memory. So then what you experience is sometimes go with your memory and create certain kind of world inside you. So then you have to understand there is something. So the reality, they gone, they passed away, they're no longer with you, maybe they are far away from you. That is another world. So somebody, or even your higher consciousness, look from the bird eye view regarding you in this right now, right here in this place, and maybe your loved ones passed away and gone already, or somewhere else. So you are in two different places, but still you can remind about them and you can have the picture regarding them. So once you caught up in the picture, what happens? You detach from that the reality. What really happened in the outside world, you're not going to experience. So to understand what happened in the outside world, you have to drop the inside picture, inside colors, inside memory that you hold. But that inside memory brings us more comfort. That inside memory brings us more satisfaction, because our entire body depending from that feelings. So once you become aware and what you experience and how you experience, and then you understand this mechanism. That's why when it comes to the meditation and the vipassana meditation, from tranquility meditation, you bring your mind, body, breathing to one level and settle down, integrate this all together, experience this everything as one. And from there you start to experience. What is this experiencer? How you experience something? So if I break it down to something, it's like this. Knowing something it is important. But no, more than knowing something, if you be aware, how you know it, how you know that you know it, what is that mechanism? So understanding that is little bit more deeper. So you can know anything from, just Google or reading books or listening to something. There are many ways. But and then you can come and say, oh, I know it. So then maybe you say, oh, I heard it. I saw that. That's a very shallow level of very common way of understanding. So that understanding depending from informations and environment. But there is a deeper understanding. It doesn't depend on something. So what is that understanding? When you're able to come to point, when you say, I know something, that how you know that you know it, from where that comes. Then you tap into deeper awareness or the consciousness. So that is what you need. A very simple level, or you can, deeply, I can feel sensation. That very shallow level of understanding. But if you take time and go deep a little bit and you recognize what is this knowing, from where it comes, what is this experience mean, what is the experiencer, then you go in a little bit further. That is what you need. So for that's why we come to the posture, that's why we come to the table. So this is a kind of like a meditation table we come. So when it comes to the table, you have to understand that you have to do your best. And at the same time, you are responsible for your own practice. So that's why we're learning these things. We're learning not to follow. The following is something else. You should not learn anything to follow. You have to learn to something, master yourself. Your practice means you mastering yourself. That is what you need. That is where you're going to be who you are. That is where you're going to experience exactly what is happening within you. So for that, you have to come to a point to deeply observe. And in the Satipatthana Sutta, the mention. So if anyone from 7 days to 7 years practice this, you can attain to enlightenment. So when I practice myself, and I was counting, 1 day now, 2 days now, 3 days now, how far I have to go. In certain levels, something happened. So what happened? It affects for me and for all other things in my life. What happens? When I keep counting the days, little by little, little by little, little by little, I understood. Rather than counting how far I have to go, how far I came, it is better I focus myself how I do. That's changed everything. It shifts inside me. Forget about enlightenment. It is not something goal-oriented practice. So that is why it is more about deeply resonate with you, harness with you, and understand and experience the moment. And so when you come to that, and deeply you can observe the moment and settle down with the moment, that awareness, that oneness, that solid recognition will take you deeper a little bit from your ordinary way of experience. Then it will take you a little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. So that's why then you have to always come to the point to gain it within yourself. And we bring this teaching in many ways. We bring many similes, examples, methods, connotations, many ways. Why we bring that is somehow you have to find a way for yourself. Somehow you have to find the path to yourself. So remember this, all the words, the methods, this everything, it's a kind of like a raft. and you take it to cross the river. You just take and get the help. And once you get across the river, you no need to deal with it. It's not about till you die, you keep practice, practice, practice. No, you use this practice to come to the point to understand deeply how this happens. So once you develop the awareness, once you become clear with recognition, and even though the greed, hatred, and the delusion going to be there, and it will not going to disturb to your experience, and even you not going to challenge to the greed, hatred, or the delusion. So it like this, you know, the very brand new day, the PM to AM shift happened in the middle of the night. It's very dark. Everybody's sleeping, mostly, you know, and everyone take rest. So see, the day begin in the middle of the night in the dark. That's the brand new day start. So then how about then that is where your greed, hatred, the delusion transform you to enlightenment also, like that in the darkness. You cannot hate the darkness. You know, you cannot fight with it, you cannot resist it. Why? Because that is where the beginning point happens. So like that, you cannot push the bad things, that whatever we commonly say, this is bad. You cannot put it to kind of like that negative side in the world. When the day you gain ability to find the light in that darkness, in the middle of the chaos, if you recognize that you have the opportunity to get out of it, that is where your transformation happens. But mostly in the ordinary life, in dualistic mindset in this world, what we keep doing, we always struggling with the good and bad, and we always try to fight with the day and night, and we always dealing with the right and wrong. And because of that mindset, we will never understand this behavior of nature. But when the day you recognize that all the bad things happens to you, and oh, you are in the middle of the hell, and even that you understand, that also part of the heaven. That also the opposite of heaven, that hell going to take you to your liberation. So then think about your life, how you behave when a situation comes. No, of course, still we keep reacting with certain situations. It's because we still in this ordinary life. But you have to, you no need to be with it. You no need to keep doing it again and again and again. And you should know there is another way also. Just knowing, that's enough for now. Why? Because by the time that what you know start going to come as an action, that's what you need. So then always remember, when it comes to this practice, there's nothing called negative. There's nothing called bad. There's nothing called wrong. Only thing is, are you aware or not? That makes the difference. So if you are aware, then remember that wherever you are, you are capable to find your transformation. But if you are not aware, it doesn't matter how good the environment, it can create a chaos. So then practicing meditation means you come to the point, you settle down with yourself without any limits, without any boundaries, without any hindrance inside you, just 100%. Develop the clarity with your experience. So that experience, whatever the primary mental object you select, you be with it. You bring your 100% awareness towards that. And then step by step, you allow it to grow inside you. So this is the time for us to practice it a little bit. So settle down yourself, and you can keep your back straight, neck straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. And bring your attention to your body, please, and observe head to toes 3 times and say Suapatveva, or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation in front of your nose or your upper lip area. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, recognize it very clearly. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize to yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Supreme Buddha, Dharma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also may all your guardian angels will receive and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha mehi sambadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha parimunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.